missing a group from New Orleans. The San Antonio crew couldn't make it. And I wanted to let you know that today is specifically about how to make your dream of going to Japan possible. But I want to start off with the bad news. It's like Monday morning and no coffee. I want to get all the negative and all the issues out of the way first. Trish, could you scroll down if you don't mind? These are all companies. Go back. Go back one more.
No.
One more.
No.
These are all agencies that you can easily find packages to Japan on Google. You have Dragonfly Tours Japan, Unique Tours, Japan Tours, Book Money, and Trip Masters. I'm going to tell you the 2-minute funny story. When I got married in 2013, my dad and my now in-laws wanted to pay for me and my wife to go. They said, call around. I got on Google, $6,000 for 2 people for a week in Japan, just Tokyo. No train pass, no travel insurance, no pocket Wi-Fi, and you still got to get from the airport, which is like driving to San Marcos, on your own to your hotel. The lady I called in Alamo Heights, she told me to check Globus, and I have pictures from Globus' website showing you screenshots of what their prices are. The lady in Alamo Heights also said that it would be $9,000. It's only Tokyo and Kyoto. I'm stuck with a local tour guide. I can't go anywhere by myself. I can't go to Akihabara, and I'm following their tour. And I asked her, so how much are you getting paid? Let's just legitimately ask the question. I get 30%. I'm like, so out of 10 grand, you're getting $3,000 just for me signing up with you. I'm a teacher. I teach in South San ISD. At the time I was teaching in Austin, I'm like, I can't swing that. Not on a good day. Do you have anything cheaper? She's like, well, our prices for plane tickets start off at $2 grand. That's if you check Google flights out of San Antonio straight to Tokyo, you're looking at $2,200. Any questions about the bad news so far? All right, let's get to the good news. We're going to blow through the bad news. So,
Your mouse is way too sensitive.
I know. The Wi-Fi here is terrible. If you want this PowerPoint, I will send it to you in a PDF format, but you can click, and it'll give you their websites and what their prices are. Here's the issue. Nothing longer than 12 days, nothing longer than 2 weeks. And it just gets worse from there. Next one down. And you didn't hit record on can you hit the red button right there? I'm recording this Q&A for the whole panel for my YouTube channel. So issue number 1, no packages includes flights. The issue with that is that if you're spending $6,000, you would think it includes your plane ticket. You would think you're getting a JR Rail Pass. You would think you're getting travel insurance. No, they want $6 grand just for you showing up. By the way, if you want a room by yourself, that's an extra $1,210. We have seats up front if you want to join us. Oh, the next issue. Disclaimer, me being the tour guide, I go with you. I speak enough Japanese to find food, the hospital, the next train station, any anime and toy shop you want, and how to get to all the free stuff in every major city. Me, my trip, after I did all my expenses and business everything, came out to $6,000 for 54 days in Japan. That's a little bit more than $95 a day, up to $100. If you take a major tour group, you are shelling out $490 a day. This is before you have McDonald's. This is before you have your first bowl of ramen. This is before you hit the arcade. You're giving a company that doesn't work in San Antonio almost $500 just to be there. Here's one of the major tour directors. The difference between her, me, and other small agencies is that you can call me locally. You know, normal business hours for me are from 5 to 8, after school, weekends call me. You can email me. We can do Skype, Line. I don't have an iPhone. I don't support the devil's price. I'm not picking it if you have an iPhone, I'm just saying. Me and iPhones don't have good luck. But this lady, she's not going to answer a phone call or email until you pay her deposit. She's not going to answer any of your questions until you're physically in the country. What's going to happen? You're going to pick up the phone, call their customer service number, ask questions. They're going to email her, and then they're going to ask you for money for her to answer your questions. So before we move on, yeah, she's been doing tours for more than 20 years. But she doesn't know anything about the latest shows, anime. She's not going to recognize a Tokyo Ghoul shirt. She's not going to want to talk about Dragon Ball. She'll be like, oh, that's good stuff. I want to help everyone that has a passion for anime, video games, photography, or you just want to see Japan. I want to take you. The difference between her 20 years is that I spent 34 years learning about Japan. My dad was in the Air Force. I lived in Okinawa. I went back in 2005 to teach at a Japanese high school in our sister city, Kumamoto Nishiko. And you can find that video and all that pictures of me talking with my kids on YouTube. Not only that, anyone wearing the 2017 shirt went, except for my wife. She was running all the back office stuff here in San Antonio while I was out. Next slide. Here's my number one issue. Whenever I was trying to book our honeymoon trip to Japan, I said, hey, I don't want to hang out with the tour group. I have people I know in Tokyo. I have friends in Kumamoto. I have a friend from college in Osaka. I just need to get to Japan. What do you got? Well, our plane ticket started $2,000, and I'm like, that's my paycheck. And I'll give you a breakdown of my trip later on. But you don't get a say. When you go to these websites or you look at any of these companies, Monograms, Cosmos, or Globus, they have a preset itinerary that's from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. every day, unless you're having a group dinner. With those packages, it's like you get a wake-up call at 6:45, 7:30, and 10 minutes before you head out. And they're saying, hey, you need to get up and come with us. When we went on our trip, I think one day we got up at 11 because we were out to 3 o'clock in the morning the night before?
Okonomiyaki. Delicious.
So,
It didn't open till midnight, it's not my fault.
you have restaurants in Japan that are niche restaurants. Like Lulu's Cafe downtown. There's places in Japan that don't open till midnight. Why? Because people in Japan work 1 or 2 businesses. They work for a company, then they work for themselves. So they're sleeping between 6 and 10 in the morning, they go to their day job. You don't get that with them. Next one. One of the number one things that travel agents will not tell you that I'm more than happy to give you for free is how to make your trip to Japan cheaper. One, if any of you have a Chase account, you don't have to raise your hands. If you have a credit card with Chase, an Explorer card, or you own your own business, there's programs that they have that will give you up to 50,000 miles. Just for signing up and completing $3,000 worth of purchases. So, before we move on, does anyone hate the white backgrounds yet? Like I said, I'm a teacher. I hate white backgrounds. I just gave a project and said, hey look, plan a trip anywhere in the world you want to go. 90% of my kids say, I want to go to Mexico, Cancun, Hawaii, or I want to go to Vegas. I'm like, but you all watch anime. Japan's too far. I'm like, you're going to be asleep most of the trip. The flight anyway. What's wrong? And just like being a teacher, a travel agent, people tell me, well, I can't swing it, I can't afford it. And I'm like, no, there's plenty of opportunities and options. You just have to pay attention to the fine print. If you have a Wells Fargo account, if you have a Chase account, if you're part of any credit union in San Antonio, including Credit Human, which used to be SACU, they have programs attached to your bank account for points. If you like, they have cashback rewards, they have bonus points. You need to call your personal banker and ask. Because I'm changing my business account over to Chase, I sat down with one of the personal bankers for 3 hours. And I said, hey, I have 100 questions. If you want my business, I need at least 50 answers. And he looked at me like, well, how much money do you got? That's none of your issue. You just want an account open that you get credit for. I want to make sure that I'm getting the best bang for my buck. So, after the bad news is over, that's all the bad news. That should be...
SD card is full.
Well,
Continue.
I'm over it. Why a small agent? One, I'm local. Graduated from Holmes High School, class of 98. I went to Dillon University in New Orleans, class of 2003. JET program, 2005 to 2007. Not to mention, my family lived in Okinawa from 1982 to 1986. And the reason why I started Montague Travel is because I got tired of picking up the phone during planning our wedding, trying to get a quote for at least 3 weeks in Japan, and they wanted $36,000. I'm like, I'm not buying a new car. I want to pay for an experience to go see something beautiful. I've been to Japan 4 times already, but my wife hasn't been yet. I said, I need someone to run the back office. And she's like, well, my job's not going to let me go to anyway for 2 months in Japan. I'll take care of the back office stuff. So when you call me, if I don't answer, 9 times out of 10, she'll pick up. And she'll tell you that I'll get in touch with you as soon as possible. Simple stuff like how to get to the website, the YouTube, the Instagram, or the Twitter, she'll take care of. But I have experience in making it work. So her better half ran away, but the original quote that I gave them was $3,400 from New Orleans to LAX. They were going to take Delta, get off the plane. I'll tell you the funny story about the New Orleans team in a little bit. And it wasn't their fault. It wasn't my fault either. It was Delta's fault. Anyway, they were going to hop on ANA Airlines with me. 3 hours later, get on a plane, we'll be in Tokyo.
Sleep the plane right over, be in Tokyo. Brighten her
I
up.
couldn't sleep. I watched anime, I watched John Wick twice. I'm like, well, because I was in and out of sleep after the crisis that happened with them, so I had to watch it twice. Not only that, I will help you become a better traveler and plan your big escape. Here's the deal. If you use Google and you ask how many miles from LAX to Japan, it's 5,200 and something one way. When you are setting up a frequent flyers traveler account and you're doing a round trip ticket, that's 10,000 miles. What travel agents don't tell you is that, do you have a frequent flyer program? No. Star Alliance is one of the airlines that's supported by ANA. Southwest isn't big enough for Star Alliance. We're talking international airlines. You can take those miles from any one of those airlines and use it on a different airline to go somewhere else. You already have 10,000 miles. Now, I'm not going to beat you up. United might beat you up if you don't get out of your seat, but they fall under Star Alliance too. That's my funny joke because it's like, if you're hitting me, you're going to pay me for my time and suffering. Just like those other travel agents. The other difference is that travel agents, when you walk into their office, they have questions they're never going to answer. When I call travel agents and I want to talk about comparing prices and whatnot, do you speak Japanese? No, I speak Spanish. All right, cool. Have you ever been to Japan? No, I can get you to someone who can. That's a problem. That's a red flag for me. If you've never been, how are you going to tell me what the experience is going to be like? 3, next question is, what's your commission rate? How much are you getting paid for my time and effort of me going to my 9 to 5 Monday through Friday to book a trip with you to go have an adventure? How much are you getting out of the deal? My 4th favorite question is, what's the benefit of booking with you? Are you going with me? Am I going to have customer service support right there on the ground? So if I get lost, I don't want to have to make an international phone call to get back to my hotel if I get lost in Japan. And I always get straightforward no's. I said, okay, well, 1, let's answer the money question. My fees are $800 for anything over a week. That's me planning a trip, setting your daily itinerary, making sure you see what you want, finding you restaurants, because I have people that only eat gluten-free. Some people can't have bread. I forgot what that's called.
Same thing. Celiac.
Celiac, sorry. And then I have vegetarians too. I have people that ask me 1,000 questions. How am I going to survive as a vegetarian in Japan?
How am I going to survive not knowing any Japanese in Japan?
I was getting to that. 1, for people that have dietary restrictions, there are plenty of options in Japan. Problem number 1, Japan doesn't understand vegetarian because they eat fish and meat. You're going to be living at the conveni and the buffet places where it's serve yourself. That's not a problem. Yoshinoya does have a vegetarian option. It's going to be sauteed onions and rice. It's not a bad thing. It's not the worst thing in the world. It's actually pretty good depending on what seasoning you get. If you have seasoning allergies for food, tell them no seasoning. They understand that amount of English. They don't want to get sued. Next, if you don't speak Japanese, on my YouTube channel, I have an entire playlist for learning Japanese, which connects you to people who teach Japanese for free online. It connects you to websites where you can download worksheets and videos on how to do language practice. So I'm going to ask Trish to close this one out and switch over to the PDF. Or have it. All right. It's gonna be the Adobe Acrobat corner, top right. Bottom one. Okay, I forgot the PowerPoint, don't beat me, I know, I'm the tech guy and teacher, I should know this. I do digital planners. Why? Because every time I walk into a travel agent's office or I ask them for information, they hand me a pamphlet or a book. And I'm like, what's this gonna do? Plus, that costs a lot of money. Another thing you guys don't understand about local travel agents is that they're attached to national companies that are shelling out millions of dollars a year to push paper across the desk and hope you say yes. Most of your local travel agents have been to Europe. They can tell you about Europe, they can tell you about Mexico, and the number one thing that they tell you is that, oh, Japan's hard. The language is difficult, they have free writing languages, and they tell you everything negative and bad to hope you shut up and take a trip somewhere else that they're experts in. They want to put you on a boat. I got on a boat, I went to Miyajima Island, it was $30 from the hotel. But when you get a quote from me, I give you a personalized itinerary plus the planner. Tell me everything you want, I'll find you YouTube videos, addresses, locations, GPS locations. Trish is the expert on that, not me, but I ask her for help. So when you get my digital planner, if you move the mouse over, all of these activate. You click it, it shoots you straight to either my YouTube channel, another YouTuber's channel, an Instagram account, or a website for these places. Due to the fact that the Wi-Fi here sucks, it's not going to work. So if you wait after the panel and the Q&A, I'll email it to you. Feel free to play with it as much as you want. Please share it out. And then we're going to go through the pages. I'm doing pretty good. I'm almost at 2 minutes in. Yeah, skip that page. I just told you all of that. So, when you get a digital planner from me, whatever your trip is, even if it's not Japan, if you want to go to New Orleans, I have a New Orleans native here who can help plan the